Hi guys. What do you want to be when you grow up? Isn't it incredible and rather strange that people ask you that question from the age of 5? I certainly think it's strange that you're asked, what do you want to be when you grow up at 5 or 10, when really you have little information to draw from. Let's face it, at the age of 5, you've probably only ever seen a doctor, a nurse, maybe a bin man, maybe a teacher, and yet society places great store on the answer to that question and gives you very little help in answering it. So instead, you draw from what you see around you and what you know, however limited that might be at 5 or 10 or 15. It's hard to dream of jobs that you don't know exist or haven't seen out there. Just last year in 2018, the OECD surveyed 20,000 primary school kids about their career aspirations. Take a look at this.
And the first job we're going to draw is a firefighter.
Have a think in your head what a firefighter looks
Oh, we're
like.
doing the same.
What's your firefighter called?
Mine's called Firefighter Gary.
Firefighter Stan. Firefighter Simon.
He's big and strong.
He's got a big helmet on.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
Next, we're going to draw a surgeon.
Have you thought of a name for your surgeon?
Jim Bob.
Jim Bob.
He's a brain surgeon.
I think he would wear a stethoscope. He gives you medicine.
That's his ambulance.
Okay, next, we're going to draw a fighter pilot.
This is his jet plane.
He rescues people.
He likes to do stunts in the air and stuff.
Funny, isn't it? Or at least it might be if the messages weren't quite so serious. That Drawing the Future report showed us 3 things. Firstly, it showed us that our career aspirations between the ages of 7 and 17 aren't really that different. Secondly, it showed us that traditional ideas about jobs are cemented in us at a very young age. And thirdly, it showed that our career aspirations continue to be influenced by gender stereotypes. It was really interesting in that survey that 4 times as many boys wanted to be engineers than girls, and at least twice as many boys drew scientists than girls. But today at I Wish is about changing all of that. We're turning all of that on its head. And we're going to show you what the jobs of the future can look like. Because you will create those jobs. If you don't let anybody define you, or you don't let your career aspirations be limited by a lack of information powered by imagination or by gender stereotypes, then you will create the jobs of the future. And what amazing, crazy, exhilarating jobs they're going to be. Truly mind-blowing. How do I know that if they're not created yet? Let's take a look at what LinkedIn says recruiters are going to be looking to fill in 2030. Organ creators. So we all know that there is a difficulty in getting enough organs for transplants as we need them. So all of you are actually going to create organs from stem cells and other materials that haven't even been created yet. How cool is that? Artificial reality journey maker. In the companies that you create and in the companies that you work in, you are going to be able to let your customers experience in real time anything that they want to create, design, or gamify. Space Wilder. This is my personal favorite. You and your colleagues are going to undo centuries of blight that we have created through the Industrial Revolution. You are going to transform concrete jungles into the most fabulous green spaces that yet again will house native species. human, machine, team manager. All of you will set the rules for the future on how machines and humans engage to get tasks done. Garbage designer or garbage engineer, whatever you want to call it. Can you just imagine going home to your mum or dad and saying, well, do you know what? I'm going to that conference today and I'm actually going to be a garbage designer? I'm not sure how well that would go down. But when you explain to them that because we are now creating so much trash every year and we're just running out of places to store it, that the largest clothing manufacturers in the world and the largest toy makers are going to want all of you because you are going to upcycle and recycle that material into something we all want to use. If these jobs don't exist yet, how are you going to train for them? What do you study for them? Guess what? Here's the real secret. You don't. But what you do is you focus on being your very best self. And you might say, well, it's grand for your one now standing up there saying be your very best self, but how do I do that? Well, here's something that I refer to when I'm struggling sometimes. Why me? We will wiggle, wobble, and wonder, what if? Why? Always ask, why is the world like this? Be inquisitive and be curious. Me? You got to focus on self-belief. You've got to control your own impulses. We. It all means nothing without the we. It's got to be about communicating, it's got to be about teamwork, and most of all, it's got to be about collaboration. Will. That's the grit and staying power that allows you get the job done. Wiggle. Be movers and shakers, physically interacting with your world, because that's when you'll get the most out of it. Wobble. You've got to be agile. You've got to fail forward, fail often, and fail fast. Because if you're not failing, you're doing nothing. And wonder, what if? Always ask, what could it be like? Use your imagination and be creative. And trust me, if you have these skills, you've got real power in your pocket. And that, coupled with the confidence of knowing that the jobs of the future will be created by you and for you, then you will move forward always, and you just will never stand still. And for the very first time, the jobs of the future will be designed without reference to gender. We will start truly with a clean slate. And you will truly test for the first time the technologies of the future. And you will enable them better than ever before. So the next time someone asks you, what do you want to be when you grow up? Or in years to come, if you're tempted to ask it, just think, the job she's dreaming of probably hasn't been created yet, or she may just be considering, what if? Thank you.